내일 몇 시인지는 정확히 알려드릴게요 나중에. 뭐야 또 있어? 줄이야! 어떡해! 언니! 드디어! 너무 좋아!
Hello guys, NautoAce here, and I want to give my opinion on the fighting game publisher roundtable part 2 that happened in 2021. And I gotta say, it is actually good. I know, yes, I'm very late to the part for this one. Let's just say that I had other things I had to do, and well, let's just say, you know what, it's more important than giving my thoughts on the fighting roundtable. So of course, new announcement, of course the discussion like before. So with that, I'm gonna give my thoughts on the discussion and the announcement that they showed for part 2 for this Japan fighting game publisher roundtable. So first of all, the discussion. 3 topics they talked about. First of all is the pandemic, working at home. They did say that they're learning, they're adapting like everyone else worldwide, and that most of the game company, 80% of their people are working at home. In the beginning, they said they were having a hard time, but they're starting to adapt, but not so much. Quite, of course, there's a lot of delay. So, like I say, if a game's not sort of perfect or there's always delay, to some extent in the back of your head, you kind of might say, well, maybe it has something to do with pandemics. But again, they are adapting, they're learning, so they're good. So the next one that they talk about is netcode, and how important that rollback is. So they are finally starting to embrace rollback, but they said it is not that easy, so they're looking into it. A lot of companies now, they're starting to use rollback. Guilty Gear Strive's doing rollback. In the case with Street Fighter 5 and Tekken 7, they said they're working on it. I know Harada said, hey, I already have rollback, but people said, well, it doesn't look like it, but again, it is what it is. Who knows? But again, they're improving. So of course, Fighting EX Layer has rollback, and some games, King Fighter 15. There's been talks about it. Again, no concrete. Oda did say that, well, it's still best to play offline than online. I know some people were worried when he said that because that means King Fighter 15 is not gonna have rollback. Again, be patient. They'll probably announce in the long run, but yeah, so I have a feeling a lot of people do that starting 2021 and beyond. A lot of fighting games, especially in Japan, they're probably starting to change to rollback. Why they didn't do it in the past? Because some claim because of the culture, because rollback wasn't made in Japan, so kind of refused because of the culture. Maybe it's just too hard. Who knows? And speaking of netcode online, so the opposite is offline experience. The last topic they talk about is how do you feel like trying to go back to offline in the future once the pandemic's over? They just said, yeah, that would be nice. I know Harada's pushing that, so props to him. And you know what? Just have to wait and see what happens. It'll be a long way because right now, still, even so, there's already now a vaccine. People are trying to get some. You gotta wait until once COVID, the pandemic starting to slow down. Just have to wait and sit down. But at least they're learning, they're adapting. That's really it. So with that, of course, the best part of the fight roundtable is the announcement. So first of all, in Tekken, Harada introduced a new character, and this new character basically from Poland. And of course, by the time of this recording, they already showed the character. Her name is Lidia Sobieska, a Polish Prime Minister, and her fighting style is sort of a crossover to what's her name, June and Huang. But according to the information, apparently she's doing traditional karate. I guess she looks good. New character, new original character, yes. No crossover character, but again, more female representative in the game. And of course, whether you like it or not, this is it. This is what season 4 for Tekken 7 because of the pandemic. Remember, Harada did admit that, so it was Kimitsu. Now you got Lydia Sobetska. Hopefully, if they're gonna do season 5, they're gonna probably put in Roger Jr. I know, I keep talking about that. I just want them to put Roger Jr. just to counter what Harada said in the past. How, well, we didn't want to put Roger Jr. because of the video viral. Again, I didn't like that, but hopefully Harada did learn about that one. And of course, to some extent, what people say, well, what about Kiryu Kazuma? Well, the creator of Yakuza said he doesn't feel comfortable, doesn't really like it, because Kiryu doesn't fight women. Again, it is what it is, so to some extent, chances of Kiryu Kazuma in Tekken 7 probably going to be slim. I mean, can't do anything about it, so it is what it is. But yeah, finally, a new original character for Tekken 7, a Polish Prime Minister by the name of Lydia Sobecka. So, moving from that one is Fighting EX Layer introduced a new version for the Nintendo Switch titled Fighting EX Layer Another Dash. Supposed to be a improved version from the PS4. There you go. So again, just a lot of changes. They got removed one of the Goji system. Now it's like they revamped that one. Again, will this also be in the PS4 version? Who knows? Just have to wait and see. But there you go. So moving from that one is SNK. They did some of their updates. So first of all, by now you know Capcom vs SNK Match of the Millennium is out. So if you want to do Capcom vs SNK or Capcom vs SNK or SNK vs Capcom or whatever, some people say buy this one, the SNK vs Capcom Match of the Millennium for the Neo Geo Pocket. They show you support. And of course, if you heard of by now, digitally there's the Neo Geo Collection Volume 1 for $40. It will be physical in the long run. So again, for me, I'm gonna wait for a sale to see what happens. But definitely one of the best games that I really want to play. Once again, I did play this before. Through the Rig, wink wink. It's SNK vs Capcom Match of the Millennium. So there you go. And then of course they finally show more of Champ, the moveset. Yeah, returning character for the new Samurai Showdown reboot. And of course they also revealed that the 4th DLC character for Season 2 will be a Guilty Gear representative. Yes, no joke. So who did they mention? No one knows, but there you go. And of course, Hibiki is going to be in the game from Last Blade 2. And then closing their announcement from SNK is they finally revealed the 3rd member of a new team, or once a hidden team in the past, finally became official. And that is Chizuru Kagura forming the Sacred Treasure team with Kyo and Iori officially. So in my video with Terry Bogard, I mentioned about the team Sacred Treasure. There it is. So now they're official. So in the past, in 96 and 97 and in 2003, you have to unlock, I think, a character in 2003, but you have to basically form this team as an edit team to form the Sacred Treasure. But now you don't have to because that's where their team is. So officially now, and usually if they're forming a team, that means there's some big danger that's coming, something to do with Orochi. That's where they team up. And of course, are the Orochi team, new face team that debuted in 1997. Yashahiro, Shermie, and Chris. And the rumor also states that they're going to be a fusion of the Orochi mode and the normal mode. So again, new moveset, as I mentioned before, fusion of the version into this new one. I mentioned also in Street Fighter 5, i.e. Sakura. But there you go. Finally, they showed new team. Of course, you got the Hero team, you got the Fury team, which I'm going to stick with it, the belief that they're playing it safe with that team. And of course, the Sacred Treasure team with Team Captain Kyo Kusanagi, Yori Yagami, and Chizuru Kagura. So, pretty awesome. let's see if there's going to be still new team that's going to shatter my expectation. So the next one is from Street Fighter. They just showed some new stuff because of course they already did their winter update. So they kind of showed new costume. They showed a demonstration of the new system vision, and of course the biggest one for this announcement is the fan costume winner contest, which is both Juri, and they're finally in the game. Of course, Infiltration is happy. So good for any Juri player because now more costume for Juri there. But yeah, so of course the new update is out, dance out, costume is out, 11 is out. So again, the next character is gonna come probably April, May. That's just my guess. Is Rose from Street Fighter Alpha series. So, of course, I did talk about her already. Lots of improvement. Air, Soul Spark. Just saying that. A bit of a side note. Ryu and Chun-Li in Fortnite. And of course, there's an illustration with Shinkiro with Fortnite characters. Wow. I'm surprised I've seen a day where Shinkiro, a famous SNK illustration, went to Capcom, did his style with Fortnite characters. Wow. Of course, closing for this announcement is Guilty Gear Strive basically announced that the last character going to be in the base roster is Ino, the rock and roll witch. She was in the previous game with Excerpt, so now she's back. Yeah, I mean, they showed a demo, I did mention it before in the New Game Plus Expo. Their demonstration of Ino and of course Anjo, which is a popular character from Guilty Gear X2. It's a guy with a fan. Yeah, not in tune to the history of Guilty Gear, but a lot of people are excited because again, improved gameplay to some extent, rollback. But of course, if you heard, and I did mention it before on the New Game Plus Expo, yes, the game got delayed because people are still kind of concerned. The online, getting better. Lobby, people still don't like it, so they're probably gonna remove that lobby. For me, I don't really care because the bottom line is, all I want them to have is English dub, so they're doing that. And hopefully, maybe there's an update to have Rev 2 and Rev have English dub, but it's a different story there. So, my thoughts about a lot of the announcement, they're pretty good. EX Slave finally on the Switch with a lot of improvements. Cool. A new character for Tekken 7, the Polish Prime Minister. Okay, another new character, Karate, Polish representative. Cool. In the case with Tekken, I don't really play a lot of characters. I just play like Law, Forest Law, Lee Shaolin, and Paul Phoenix. That's really it. Fighting X Slayer, I have it on the PS4, kind of fun. So hopefully this another doesn't much improvement. SNK, I don't really have a lot of the DLC for the new Samurai Shodown. It is what it is about that game. It's not about combos, it's more of one hit and counters. But again, you got Champ, if you're a fan of it, there you go. Will be interesting, Samurai Shodown and Guilty Gear, like how the Guilty Gear character gonna act in the Samurai Shodown game. Of course, Sacred Treasure Team finally improved officially. There you go, pretty awesome. The official reveal of the Sacred Treasure Team. I think that's really hype. Street Fighter, I love the content, at least they're adding content. Then I see people like it. 11, of course, it's a mimicry fighter, but you got a lot of costume that people like. We got the Juri fan contest costume, the Infiltration like. It's happy, again, showing more content. And of course, Guilty Gear Strive finally having good balance character, new and returning ones, and of course rollback. So like I said, the fighting table, Roundtable is pretty good for what they showed. Give reason why you like fighting game, or especially a particular game, fighting game that you like. So yeah, that's my thoughts, and with that, I'll see you guys later.
내일 몇 시인지는 정확히 알려드릴게요 나중에. 뭐야 또 있어? 줄이야! 어떡해! 언니! 드디어! 너무 좋아. 너무 좋아. 너무 좋아.